Alright, let me know, Smiley, whenever you can hear me. You can hear me? Should be pretty accurate now. It should be, as I talk, you are able to hear now. I had to make an adjustment on the settings. So I'm searching. So I'm searching for a match 2 versus AI, and I will explain to you how you play. It's on easy mode right now. Like I said, I'm not a professional at this game, but I started playing the first game when I was about 8 or 9 years old. Um, so I'm very familiar with overall the game, but I do not know the best strategies to play with yet. So I can teach you the basics of how to build, um, and somewhat how to attack, how to defend, but I won't be able to teach you everything because I myself don't know. I still somewhat am of an amateur at the Terran race. Um, but I can show you what I do know, and we can go from there. But given the circumstance, I may have to play with Protoss. Well, 1 versus AI. Okay, so yeah, let's start 1 versus AI. I'll play by myself and show you. Hopefully, it's not on super hard mode. Yes. I will let you join in on the next match. I'm going to explain a little bit about the game beforehand. That way, we're not explaining everything all at once. So when the game starts off, you have all of your workers. I'm the Protoss, so they're called probes. They automatically go and gather minerals. What you have to do in this game is called a real-time strategy. So you constantly have to be thinking ahead of what you're going to do. You really don't want to be sitting around or going to another area of your home and walk away from this game. 2 3 minutes in this game is a big deal. So really being able to pay attention. So when you start the match, all your gatherers, your probes here, they will gather minerals. What you do ideally in a later on exercise, you have a map in the bottom left corner. You click it and it'll tell you where the minerals are roughly and possibly where the enemy might be. We know it's one-on-one, so I have a computer enemy somewhere on this map. So the first thing I always do is I go into this menu on the right side. There's some different buttons, different things that you can do. You see you can build a probe here, which is more of your workers to get more money. The amount of people you can have is right here in the middle, 12 out of 16. So we know we can build a few more workers until we get 16, and after that, we're not able to utilize it as efficient. I mean, we're maximize our efficiency at 16. So we'll get there, and then we'll have to build a second base at some point. But so back to this right side, we have a feature called Chrono Boost, which makes us build um, probes or any other units at a higher interval rate faster. We have one called Strategic Recall that also takes all of your units back to this base, which is called a Nexus, this big thing you see in the middle. And then we have a battery overcharge, which all of our Protoss units have a battery, um, which is including a shield. So you would push this button and it would restore your shields. Then we have this button called Set Rally Point. That is whenever you build one of these big Nexus base. If you click this button, left click it, and you left click a mineral, well, yes. Can you see my mouse on screen? So if I do this, can you see? You can't see my mouse. Okay. Okay, hang on 1 second. Capture cursor. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we should be able to see my mouse cursor. Let me try to resume. Now, don't worry. Don't worry, Smiley, because you will be able to go back and watch this video to give you further training. But for now, let's focus on the task. So I'm building more probes to gather more minerals. I use this set rally point, which is the Y key. You push Y and you left click on a mineral. Now, every guy that comes out of my Nexus base, right, automatically builds. He comes out of here and he goes and grabs the minerals. So our minerals on the top portion of the screen on the right side, you see the crystals. If you highlight over it, it says minerals. Currently, we have roughly 2,400 minerals. The little green container shape is Vespian gas. Vespian gas is right here from this geyser. So what I do is I would grab one of my probes. This is what we build units with as Protoss. We can do basic structures, advanced structures, or spray. Spray just does some little things like this, right? It's just little things to mess around. But we want to hit B. You see our base, we can build it with 400 minerals and or the N key. The assimilator, which is our gas. So we'll go ahead and get that. And then I'm going to use a shortcut to make it a little faster. So if I click on my probe that I want to build with, I'm going to hit B and then A. So I take this probe, I hit B, A, and now I can place one of these assimilators to get gas without having to do this every time. Click, click, every time. So I'm using a little shortcut. So don't worry about memorizing the shortcuts. They will come with time. So then once I get the gas and it's actually built, right now it's still warping, this other one. But since this one's built, I will highlight it, right click on it, or hang on, let's stay to the focus, Smiley, hang on. So we take a probe, we left click a probe, right clicking moves them around on the map. So we right click on that. Now we have 3 out of 3 gas workers. Now Smiley, you can come to me and ask me a question. So I'm going to go to the next unit we need. It's called a pylon. I'm going to build a pylon. In the top right corner, you will see the pylon and how many you have. You hover over the pylon in the area of the numbers, it tells you how many units you have. So I have 15 probes, and the alien picture there is 0. It's called a Z-lot. So we have to build pylons in order to build more units. So a pylon lets this top right number grow. So right now we have 17 units. That's 17 probes out of a possible 23. So watch what happens when this next probe builds. PC, the enemy's probably going to kill me here, so I'm messing around, but you can talk, it's okay.
What is the percentage?
What percentage?
You said something about the efficiency earlier at the start of the stream.
Oh, the efficiency at the beginning of the stream. So this game is called a RTS, a real-time strategy. So if you walk away from the game for a while and you're not paying attention, you're probably going to lose, because every second in every second. That's within a minute rally. We have seconds, right?
Yes.
So within our minutes, every second counts. Smiley. Okay. So next thing we want to do, we increased our production to 55. Now we want to build a gateway. This is going to allow us to build
You said your units
units.
have a percentage.
Our units do have a percentage. Look.
Like the
Oh,
percentage.
I'm going to die. Hang on.
People die.
Yeah, this is bad. I'm going to have to hold the tutorial for 1 minute. And you see what I'm doing there. I've just played the game. You learn the keys and you learn what does what. But let me see if I can get around this opposition. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. They may kill me before I can get anything built. I might can hold them off for a little while.
Mineral field exhausted. Mineral cluster expended.
What's up, Pokey? I'm teaching my son how to play Starcraft 2. It's a game he's been dying to learn how to play. And I'm taking the time to teach him and show him a little bit about what the game is about. How's your day going? What you up to today? Alright, so back to where we were at. Let me buy myself a little more breathing time here. Alright, bear with me 1 second. We will continue on. Shouldn't be that big of a deal here. So I'm clicking on this gateway that builds the units, and I'm building these ground guys called Zealots. Yeah, this game is pretty cool, Poke Planet. It's really enjoyable, man. If I think it's only on, yeah, it's only on PC, but my son really wants to learn how to play it. I've been playing it since I was his age. It was called Starcraft 1. This is the sequel, of course, Starcraft 2. I don't know it as well, but I'm starting to learn it. And I really enjoy the game, so I thought I would do a tutorial and give him the basics of how the game works before I just start throwing him into matches with me, you know, against computers. I want him to be able to feel he has an idea before he just jumps into it. When I did this, of course, I'm an old guy, but we didn't have a lot of resources to learn stuff as much about games as easy. You know, I didn't have a YouTube or anything like that, but I did have very slow internet to where I could go to different websites and find information. So I would get information as I could, and I got my butt beat a lot, and I started to progress. I am nowhere near even close to being considered a decent player on this game. Um, so if you were looking for competitive, like professional, I am not the person. But, however, I do have a lot of fun. So the basics is you have a base, you build your probes, you get some minerals, you have gas, you build your pylons so you can build more guys and get more money. And then once you're at that point, then you're starting to build different things to make more units, whether they're defense like these cannons, or maybe you're going to build some really awesome attack units, which I'll show you a few of them. Yes.
Can we also like sit and play in the game together?
In a little while, yes.
How can I like
Um, I'm showing your brother
We
a
are
little bit
ready
about
to
this
fight.
game right now, okay? But then maybe we could check it out. He's learning from me first, and then I'm gonna let him play with me. But I wanted him to get an idea of a little bit about the game before he just jumps into it, because it's a game you really want to be able to understand, uh, Miss Princess.
I understand.
So, Princess, this game is very complicated, and it it takes a lot of practice to learn. Um,
Cannot
but
warp there.
anyway, it's very rewarding once you get going. Um,
Cannot
it's
warp
my favorite
there.
game pretty much of all time, so I'm going to be biased, but it is a lot of fun. So I will show you some of the cooler units that the Protoss has.
Mineral field exhausted.
All right, so but anyway, so back to the lesson building, guys. Sorry about that. Um, I'll show you some of the advanced
Mineral
units.
field depleted.
Let you see some of the cooler stuff in this game that you learn how to do as you play. Let's see here. Okay, heat you up some chili.
Okay.
All right, Rose. I mean, dadgummit. Hang on one second. I'm having some technical difficulties. All right, so hotkeys. Mic.
Mineral cluster expended. Mineral field depleted.
All right, let's see here. All right, so Anyhow, sorry about that, guys. So I'll show you a couple of the cool units, and I'll show you how to attack, and then I'll let Smiley play a little bit with me and let him see a little bit, get a chance to really play with it and get a feel for the game. It's a very hard game to play, of course, and stream and talk. It's kind of difficult. It takes a lot of talented talented resources to be able to play. The game is pretty complicated. Yes. If you highlight over some of the things, it will tell you how much it costs to build them, which is the minerals and gas in this case. How long it takes to build, which is the 43 with the clock. It takes 43 seconds. And then it tells you enables, and that means what kind of units it will produce or what kind of upgrades it'll have. Yes, princess. Make them a what? I think we're gonna have pizza tonight, but that might be something we can possibly look at doing. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you fix those. Yeah, the blue guy that was in my area is called an SCV. That's very similar to this guy for us, the pro. He's just a resource gatherer. He's not gonna hurt us unless, you know, actually make you attack.
Vespene geyser exhausted.
You would just call me Cure Remedy. Yeah, you can call me Cure for short, and just call me Cure. Okay, princess? I love you too, princess. Bye-bye. Alright, so I'm going to build this unit called a Void Ray. And then, for the sake of the demonstration, we'll attack them with what I have and eliminate them. Yes, Smiley. So we'll go over attacking shortly. I will show you how to teach you how to attack. You don't. So you could. So let's say you want your void rays, which are these area units, to come in a certain place. You can just hit rally point or Y, just like you did with your base, and click it, and then it'll build all the units on them right when they come out. See them building here? They're in a queue. As soon as it builds these units, watch what happens when the next one comes out of here. Watch it. It's going to automatically move and go to this spot right here. See all the arrows? That's pointing the location of where that unit's going to come out once it's built. So, watch this here. That unit's gonna pop out. Whoop! They all moved. See them? They all moved down to that spot that I clicked. So you use pylons to build, and what it does is it gives you this huge blue radius around the area. So for Protoss, you take this probe. Once you build a pylon, as long as you build inside of this blue area, you can build whatever you want to, as long as you have the the resources. There is an order to this game; it's more complicated, but in order to build certain units, you have to build certain structures. So that gets where it's a little more complicated. You'll understand it as you play. From what you're wanting to build, I'll show you one idea. I'll show you another unit. It requires a fleet beacon. So I'm going to build a fleet beacon and show you what the other unit looks like, just for example. Yes, So for Protoss, your air units, your main one is called a Stargate. And with your ground, it's called a gateway. See how it says a gateway down the middle? So I'm running out of. Alright, so yeah, my computer was. Okay, hang on.
Army upgraded.
Alright, so I guess I was having some technical. See ya. How's your day going today? Sorry, I'm having some little technical difficulties. Let me see if this will fix it. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, so yeah, I've got a graphics card issue on my computer that was causing the stream to give me a problem. Hey, Pixie, how are you doing? Glad to have you here with me. How's your day going today? Oh, does it have a delay now in what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Smiley, the stream will catch up. It'll take a minute because of my computer having issues, but it will catch up. But back to what we were doing. Hopefully, my computer doesn't give me any more problems. Um, yeah, Pixie, I'm doing pretty good. I'm teaching my son Smiley how to play Starcraft 2. I don't know if you might be familiar with this game. Um, it's one of my favorite games of all time, and I am pretty trash at it. However, it is a lot of fun. So back to the advanced units, I'm gonna show you another really cool air unit.
Completed.
I don't really have much gas, unfortunately. Let's see. If I take, he's stuck.
Mineral field exhaust. Vespine geyser.
So a lot of this RTS game I was mentioning earlier, Smiley, is
Need more Vespine
the
gas.
multitasking component. Now you see, I had, of course, I'm trash anyway, but I had some little, trying to teach and give a little performance.
Enemy
Having computer problems, I didn't have a lot on my side during this matchup. But
mineral
typically,
depleted.
you will build units and attack and defend and essentially eliminate your opponent. In my case, I have one AI set on very easy mode,
Exhausted.
and we're using this as a training session. So when you join in here in a little bit, we'll be able to play together, and at least you'll have a general idea of what to do. Um, what are you up to today, Pixie? What you got going on? You playing some Sims? What are you doing? Me and you still got to get together.
Extended.
I still want to do some co-streaming with you at some point. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Hopefully my system's not messed up again. Riley or Smiley, is my stream still playing?
Mineral field depleted.
Smiley, is my stream still playing okay?
Phase crystals charged. Systems at full.
You might play some Overwatch here in a few. Well, why don't you come and play Starcraft with me? Come on, why don't you come play with me and my son? We just hanging out. You should come play with us. But I need to get some time in with you at some point, and
Expended.
maybe you can show me the ropes a little bit, and maybe we can play something together whenever you have time. Or heck, you pick and I'll play something with you, whatever you like. You don't have to play what I want. I'm not the boss here. Sorry about that. I was being the boss man. So Smiley, I'm gonna take these units for the sake of this horrible gameplay video that I'm doing, and go ahead and then try to eliminate the enemy, so we can move on. Um, yeah, this is not the best example of how to play this game, but you get the idea. It's really just management of time. They call it APM on here. Um, the faster you can manipulate your stuff, the better chance you have at attacking and also defending. So you need to be pretty fast. So I'm going to do a little trick, which is push F2, a shortcut. It's going to select all my attack units, and it's going to send everything I selected in one spot. And what I did is I hit F2, and I hit A on my keyboard, and then I left click an area on the map. And now if something were there on that way, on that path, my units would automatically attack. Now I could move the units somewhere and hit H, and now they're going to sit there. They're going to hold. So if something comes near the enemy or the units, they're going to attack them. However, they're not going to move in place. If the enemy retreats, they're not going to chase them down. What are you gonna get some rounds in and yeah, you're gonna get some rounds in Overwatch. I'm not a big Overwatch player, but I did sign in today for Overwatch for the first time because something about some kind of rewards or something. You'll have to fill me in about that. But yeah, there's some kind of rewards or something you get if you signed in before the next one comes. So I had like 14 crates or something like that. Man, I'd love for you to teach me that game. Anyway, so let's try the next location. They're obviously not there. So I pinged this area here. I hold Alt on the keyboard and left click, and it pings an area. And you see they're attacking me. And however, I'm attacking them. Usually you would kind of split your units up and not send them all in one place. But however, in the current state that I'm in, I'll send a few there to get some eliminate the enemy attacking me, and then I'm going to send some down to keep looking for the rest of their base. So even if they defeat that base, I'm going to be okay. These void rays are pretty strong. Should take them out pretty well. And Pixie, also, you're welcome to hop on the Discord with me and chat. I'd love to have you on here with me if you or a chance you're able to talk. I'd love to have you in with me. I know a lot of people don't really, I guess, too fond of people jumping in with them while they're streaming, I guess in voice or something, but I love having the social aspect and having somebody with me. So if you want to jump in, please feel free to. I'd love to have you here. Actually, I think it helps my reach having the social aspect here. I just enjoy talking to people in general. I'm a social butterfly. I guess that's my thing. One of my kids is very social, like myself. Well, actually, two of mine are, and then I have one that does not like to speak, and he's the one that's actually going to play the game with me. He's the quiet kid. Yes, Smiley. What did you say? So I attacked them. They should be almost dead. you have to build the structures in order to be able to build your units. For example, after you start off with this Nexus base with your probes, when you get enough money and you build one of these crystal pylons, you then can build this gateway unit, and that will let you build all your ground. And of course, when you do air, it's a Stargate, and you have cybernetics core, which does all your armor and shields and stuff like that. For your air, then you have another forge that does upgrades for your ground. So there is a lot of stuff to learn here. The game is definitely not new user friendly for the most part. It's pretty complicated, but as you play it, you will progress, and feel free to ask questions about anything. That's the best way to learn, I feel like. I am all for the learning aspect. What's that? Smiley, what's your question?
We're at full power. Systems at full. Kas Arasha. La Adam Atum.
You you go grab one of your probes, which is your guy getting your minerals, right? You take him, you look down at the bottom right, and you'll see some things that you're able to build, you're able to do. So you have basic structures, which is B, advanced structures, which is V. So you would hit B, for example, if you want to build some ground, and then you would warp in a gateway, so you could either left click it like this and put it down somewhere in the blue spot from that pylon you built, the crystal, right? You either put it down in the blue area, or you could do the hotkeys, which is B, and then G. See how it has the G above the gateway? You push the G, and then left click, and bam, it builds. That's all there is. That's all there is to it.
Phase crystals.
Do you think you feel comfortable enough to play the game with me, or do you want me to play another one?
Calibrating void.
You think I should run another one to show you more how it is and let you watch? Yes.
Shall be done.
You want to try? Okay. All right. So go ahead and open the game up. So push the escape key and leave the stream open. Leave it open.
Annihilation commencing.
Leave it open.
Mineral
But when you press the escape key, you'll then be able to hit the Windows key on your keyboard. Okay, hang on, I'll do it for you. Give me 1 second here. I will show you how to do it. Give me 1 second, bear with me. Okay, hang on, I'll do it for you. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so I will show you how. Give me 1 second, bear with me. Alright, Riley, or Smiley, give me 1 second here. Alright, do you want to be able to talk to me, Smiley, through the stream where you can hear me? Alright, Riley, or Smiley, give me 1 second here. Smiley, come here. The stream where you.
Vespine geyser depleted.